I choose it, yo. Connect up with the herb pipe, link up the harmonized, left the termite. But beyond obsolete blessings, a birthright. We live a life which a lot for me, no short worldwide.
Oh, well, never mind. Here we go. Let's try that instead. I've just realised that the machinery just kicked off with absolutely the wrong intro there, which is not the first time, but I'm terribly sorry to our amazing guest. I had a big checklist of things to do today, and it's not exactly a complete coincidence that didn't work, but everything else is working fantastically. I've got the audio back, got the horn in full effect. We're all well, to be honest. Most of us are well. Mrs Wiggly's a bit under the weather. We've had a flipping nightmare, actually, the last couple of weeks. I'm so sorry for not being with you last Sunday. Also, I was on Sonic State on Wednesday, and it was a nightmare because the connectivity was just terrible, absolutely terrible. And it turned out BT had a problem, and it took a lot of jumping through hoops to get BT to actually kind of go, oh yeah, hang on a second, you know. It wasn't, no, I completely understand. It was one of those really weird network issues, which isn't in my router or my broadband. It's off somewhere in the internet bit. So they were going to send someone round, and then about midnight, the whole internet failed, and it turned out that they call it a lift and shift, apparently, lifting and shifting the circuits somewhere else. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm kind of streaming a decent bandwidth at the moment. But we missed, because of that, last Wednesday's more serious kind of streaming kind of thing, which is about mental health. And it's called Smashed, so about mental health and stuff with Oliver Gold, more of which in a minute. But if you fancy that this coming Wednesday will be Smashed 4, make sure you follow us on this channel. You'll get, and if you hit the bell, you'll get a notification. It's 9 p.m. on Wednesday, not family friendly. It's a cross between uplifting and helpful and hilarious at times, I would say, in the nicest possible way. So please do come and join us on Wednesday for that. But basically, we've missed about 2 streams and a half a stream on Sonic State, where apparently I was talking about 30 seconds behind everyone else. So probably made more sense, to be fair. But anyway, let's say a big hello to everyone in the chat. Paul Talbot was first with a hey. Robert Fat Dust Hex, my Soma partner in crime from Synthfest, is in second. If you missed Synthfest, I think Jamie's got a whole bunch of videos coming up to show us what was going on there. I was on the Soma stand waving a big flag for Soma because I'm a bit of a fan. Native VS is in the chat. Hello, I saw you at Synthfest as well. Azia Ahead, Paul Talbot again, Will Joseph, Oscar Leon, hello to you. You're on Facebook, which is absolutely fine. If you jump on over to YouTube, and I'll post you that link again in a second, then you might get more of a little chat going on, to be honest. Hey Jen S, thank you for your message earlier. Culture of Ghost, Gethsemane Music, thank you for your enormous donation last week, more of which again in a little while. Jonathan Dent, gosh, there's loads of people, which is absolutely brilliant, because it's a slow start today, literally because we haven't been around for a while. So thank you for joining me on a Sunday evening. Loullamae we'll be doing her quiz in about 25 minutes. Mrs Wiggly should be around. Like I say, she's had a bit of a headache. So basically, Mrs Wiggly came back from her yoga retreat with COVID, or at least I think she got it on the plane home. Not kind of bad COVID, if there can be good or bad COVID, but it took the wind out of the sails. And then I had the symptoms for a while, but didn't seem to test positive, which is kind of weird. And we've all then gone down with a cold that Loullamae brought back from school. Hey Lion Sand, thank you for saying hello. So it just kind of circulates. When the children go back to school, the cold arrives, and then it just gets passed around the whole family forever. It's half term now here. I'm not sure if it's half term for everyone. Loullamae's school has a slightly different synchronization of holidays sometimes, but she now has 2 weeks off hence later bedtimes and all the rest of it. Noise Appreciation crew, hello to you. Thank you for being such a good guest. Gosh, everyone's jumping in now. Normally I start a kind of 5 minutes before the stream, coming soon kind of thing, and then everyone jumps in time, but I completely screwed up the beginning, so the guest is a bit of a surprise unless you've seen the coming shorties. Anything else to say? Yeah, the week before last, because we couldn't do the last stream, an insane amount of money was raised for Great Ormond Street, thanks to donations from so many wonderful people. We raised £272, which is $300 in the one stream. And we were trying to get above £7,000, and we did by then some. £7,174 raised in the first year. It's in a year since we first started. So just insanely brilliant. Thank you so much. And right on cue, thank you, Mr. Lion San. That's Ray in Canada, who is an amazing modular synthesist and organises a whole lot of stuff over there. So thank you very, very much indeed for that donation. We hit £7,174, which is $8,000. So not only did we smash £7,000, we smashed $8,000. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to everyone who has donated. If you're new, any of the super chats that come in, as Lion Stand has just fantastically shown, go all to Great Ormond Street Hospital, which is a fabulous, amazing hospital for children in the UK. And YouTube's cut, because they take a commission from all of this, we make up the difference. So it all gets there in the end. If you did want to donate directly, go to mrwiggly.co.uk/GOSH, GOSH, which is Golf Oscar Sierra Hotel, Great Ormond Street Hospital. So mrwiggly.co.uk/GOSH will take you straight to the Just Giving page, and I'll try and spot it and include you in a thank you video, which we will run later on today. However, you probably won't get the horn firing off in the corner of the room, which gets a lot louder when Mrs Wiggly's mic goes on. That was a comment just there. Mrs. Loullamae is going to be invited to the board of Gosh at this rate from Homegrown. I think she is. We were in the top 2% of fundraisers, I think. We're probably still in the top 5% because of the consistency. Thanks entirely to you guys. I mean, honestly, the donations have been just outstanding. Many big thanks to Kent Spong, Ty Unwin, Neil as well. I mean, he's just donated. There's so many people that get so many. Neil Wharton, sorry, not just Neil. Gets so many music, donated huge amounts, and just £2 is amazing. And it's not a charity stream. This is about the just getting together on a Sunday, talking about synths, but not much, and having a kind of family kind of get together about the whole thing. So it is completely not required at all. But I just think that donations and the goodness of all the people involved have just been outstanding to raise that kind of money. So we'll bring it up again a little bit later. But for now, I guess it's time to introduce our amazing guest, who is Sam Geeney, who goes by the unpronounceable name that I've been trying to practice all day of Hostipal. Yes!
Yeah,
how are you doing, sir? Hostipal.
Yeah, doing good. Yeah, that's a good pronunciation. Most people kind of get it wrong, but
it's weird. It's just one of those words you see, and I guess it's because it looks like the spelling of hospital anyway, right? So that's kind of fine. But your teeth don't wrap around it, or mine don't anyway. So yeah, how did you come up with that name?
It actually kind of comes from when I was like a kid. I used to say Hostipal instead of hospital.
Oh, brilliant!
Brilliant. Now it kind of does the inverse of like confusing people.
Hostipal. Yeah, I'm just trying to think what Loullamae used to think. She used Unkaplunk instead of Kaplunk for the game, but there was there's a really good one. Sophia, my wife, will remember when she comes up. But yeah, there's some good ones, and you don't actually want to correct them because it just sounds so cool.
Yeah, no, it's funny as hell. Sometimes people say hospital, but they just pronounce it different, like hospital.
Yeah,
they're still
true,
saying
actually.
it like.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
But yeah, it's just with the two letters.
Well, I'll try and keep it going. Sam is the other. Sam to your friends or to your mum, I guess, is the other
Pretty
one.
bit easier.
We came across each other as usual, through Inky, who runs the show, runs all the live streams over here. And Electronic Sounds is saying live chat over top chat. To save me forgetting, as I always do every stream, the names of live chat and top chat. If you want to switch on YouTube to watch live chat to the top chat, you'll see all of the chat rather than this kind of weird one, and it becomes increasingly important when the quiz starts, because otherwise you won't see half the answers. Oh, and to our Facebook friends, Inky, would you mind posting a link? Oh, you can't post a link into here to this stream, and I will post it out to Facebook if you wouldn't mind, or any of the mods. If they can just give me the YouTube link, because I don't think I've got it written down, then I can post it into Facebook, and anyone on Facebook can come and watch it over here. Andrew Brooks with a delayed, not so delayed. Thank you so much, Andrew, for the £5 donation. You are one of the original old school donators that are just consistently wonderful. So big love in the chat to you. For that, thank you so much. It's really kind of makes my day, honestly. And Great Ormond Street are so happy. We have a T-shirt for Loullamae and a poster, which we really should put up in the background for this. I really appreciate it. And it was lovely to see you at Synthfest and see you get away without breaking anything as well. Which is, I think that's the last time I'll make that joke though, because it's the time that it went to bed. Thank you for that. I know you through Inky, who is a moderator amongst the, we've got a couple more moderators just to kind of keep the chat running, and mainly, to stop any spam bots and stuff. So thank you to Inky. And also through KDK DJs and the radio station, which a lot of people from the last stream hopped on over to, because there was a World Mental Health Day with lots of DJs, myself included. Not classing myself as a DJ, I just did a set for them, and it was an amazing thing throughout the day. But it's a really good thing that it's kind of playing out through proper radio, which is always a good start. So you can listen to it across Ireland, and through the YouTube side of things. And were you formative in that? Were you kind of one of the original old school guys involved in that?
No, I'm not actually. Like I did a set for KDK DJs before, but I have like a separate Irish radio show.
Which is what?
It's for a Dublin Irish language show.
Oh,
so
cool.
On like a midnight on Saturday.
Oh, brilliant.
So yeah, do a little DJ set and a few links.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Okay, brilliant. Yeah, there's so many people around doing that kind of stuff, but it's really nice to, as a stream, as an online stream, but it's so nice to get it out across the airwaves as well. Sorry. Yeah. Kent Spong! You should. I was going to do a section on Kent Spong because he's not been very well. He had a library card, but the seagull's still got the sandwich. Right? Okay. Kent Spong!
Spong, can you tell me what's wrong? Kent Spong, 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 Kent Spong.
Big love in the chat for Kent Spong, and to everyone who's donated. I mean, the man is just a genius. I texted him earlier. He's feeling a little better, but he's not recovered. This COVID thing has been sticking around. It's going to stick around for a little while longer, and honestly, he needs a big hug. So thank you. I didn't even expect you to be watching, Kent. Yeah, I think you're both affected in that house. So it's really, at least you're up and about in terms of being able to watch a stream and function. So I wish you a very, very strong and speedy recovery to both of you. So big love in the chat, and hearts and flowers and all that stuff, please. Thank you so much for your donation, which has gone. Your donations account for a large percentage of the money going to Great Ormond Street. So I really, really thank you for that. It will be 5 more, I think, streams until the 70th. Is this 65? I think this is 65. So the 70th will be kicking off with Kent, I hope, and Ty and the usual mayhem, so we can catch up. Hopefully you'll be better. You've got 5 weeks. 5 weeks to get better. But thank you for that. Thank you very much indeed. So how did you then... I mean, if I just run through the kind of the background that we put up for the thing, because the big thing is that you're classically trained piano to grade 8. You got into synths and you were going to have a career in media, I think, and then you just decided to go traveling Europe with your synths, which I just think is the best backstory ever. It's like you've gone off traveling. It's like Thelma and Louise, but it's you and a keyboard. Do you know what I mean? You're off with it. So,
Yeah.
so how did it all start? What was the whole thing? What got you into?
Yeah, I suppose. Well, yeah. So I was doing classically trained piano, so it's very much like sheet music. So I was never like improvising or anything.
Right.
And maybe like as a teenager, I started getting into like electronic music and electro house and stuff.
Yeah.
Then came up with the name Hostipal, and started making. Yeah, started making stuff on like uploading stuff to SoundCloud and stuff, and then slowly started growing the collection.
That's interesting because I did piano to grade 8 at school, and the frustration, I think, is probably what you had, where if someone stuck some music in front of you, you could play it, but if someone walked in with a guitar and went, "Nah, check this, play," and you'd be like, I don't know, where do I put my hands? You know.
Yeah. You have to kind of break the classical training in a way.
Relearn.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Yeah, absolutely. So when I did it, I ended up getting really lucky and joining a band with another keyboard player who was much better than I was, but who had like he was a nice person and was like, okay, I'll show you some stuff, and I kind of learned at speed trying to do the things that this guy was doing, and it must have taken about 18 months, I guess, but I improved massively, and I kind of learned how to do that. Were you in bands, or were you just really learning as you went along with? Yeah,
no, I joined the band with like an old friend. So he's a drummer, and they had like a guitarist and a bass player. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll try my hand at this. But it was quite like a jam band kind of thing, and the guitarist would just like start playing. Just doing riffs, and the bass player straight away would pick up, and I'd be there kind of like trying for ages. So
I've been there.
Kind of learned the hard way just by like being stuck with that, and then I'd be trying to watch the bass player to see if I could translate those notes.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, it is amazing that you have to relearn. Yeah. Now I find it hard to. I can read music. Loullamae started piano, so I can certainly read up to about grade 2 or grade 3. But beyond that, I think it's gone. I mean, it's a long time when I was doing grade 8. I was also getting a bit bored. Not bored, but the limitations that you're talking about of only being able to play someone else's sheet music is annoying at that stage, I guess. Particularly if you're into the house or whatever. For me, it was like New Romantics and the whole kind of UK synth scene. I mean, synths came out, really became slightly affordable. Like things like JX3P and the Juno were just coming out around about the time I was about to give it all up. So luckily, my mum lent me some money and I was able to buy my first synth, and I managed to kind of keep it going from there, which is really good. But so your first purchase then was?
Yeah, I actually have it here.
Oh yeah, good. Oh, brilliant!
The little Volca Keys.
Let me just zoom in. Excellent. Nothing wrong with that. Fantastic.
Yeah. I still have it with me because I did before buy a little pocket operator, but it wasn't one of their better ones. So then I decided to splash out a bit more on the Volca Keys.
Well, that's a good start. It's definitely a good start.
Yeah.
And kind of where did that take you then in terms of, I mean, you're listening to house and stuff at the time, right?
Yeah, kind of like electro house and like the likes of Dead Mouse and things like that.
Yeah.
Would have been like the first kind of intro into it, and then started trying to explore my own ways. And like,
is there a song from back then, a big tune, just to place it in my head about kind of what was your favourite stuff around then? What was Dead Mouse?
Ghosts and stuff was a.
Okay.
Dead Mouse. And,
cool. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So armed with your Volca, how did you get on?
Yeah, well, actually, I'd kind of before I got like just a MIDI keyboard, and I'd been working in Ableton just with the MIDI keyboard.
Cool.
So I was kind of starting to like understand synths a little bit, but I was more just using presets and I wasn't tweaking them. So I wanted something that was quite hands-on. And the Volca Keys and like all the demos seemed to sound quite beautiful, but anytime I was getting it started sounding like a demon or whatever. So
I think sometimes they sound better because it's not you, and you underestimate how good some of your things sound. They go, oh, that's really good. No, it's just the same old chords I always use, kind of thing. But there is that, I guess. Oh, so Ableton kicked you off into that. That's nice.
Yeah, so I had like an M Audio keyboard with a few knobs and buttons and stuff. And then it got a launch pad as well to kind of sequence drums a bit.
Nice. Nice.
But then in terms of synthesis, yeah, the Volca Keys was the kind of gateway drug, and then from there, Volca sample,
into hardware. Okay.
micro brute, and it just kept like expanding.
Brilliant, brilliant. I mean, and we should just fill everyone in terms of, I mean, you've made some really good live jams that I've heard. We've got a couple lined up that we'll play after the quiz. There's a flourishing YouTube channel. Incidentally, yeah, let me, did the YouTube link get pasted for this show? Hold on, I'll find that as well at the same time. Not sure if there's anyone around on Facebook anymore. I think most of them have found us on YouTube. Go search Mr Wiggly on YouTube if you are on Facebook, because it's the chat is more booming over here. You have 180 subscribers currently on your YouTube. So if anyone's not a subscriber, if I pop this link in here and they fancy it, it'd be nice to see if we can get over 200 before the end of the show. That'd be a good start. So there's a link to Hostipal's YouTube channel in the chat. Hey, Electronic Sounds. Dean from Electronic Sounds, I'd really love you to come on at some stage soon. I know you used to do a Sunday stream, so it was kind of difficult, but I know you're not now. And happy birthday as well. I think it's a birthday today or soon or yesterday. Yeah, good to see you anyway. That's Dean. Electronic Sounds make amazing patches. I mean, just incredible. If you just search Electronic Sounds, his website is full of that stuff. He's a drummer originally, but the patches, particularly the percussion sounds and stuff, but in general, they are outstanding and they're not expensive as well. And he's a good friend, so go check him out. But yeah, click on that, click on the Hostipal link, and let's see how we can get on in terms of getting you a few more subscribers. There's a couple in the meantime, so that's a good start. But yeah, so you're quite a prolific hardware jammer, I suppose, in general, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I found them through, I'd followed Jonathan Orr-Cross just because of his kind of techno videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And then just stumbled across he was live streaming. When I clicked in, it was Septic Smile on his space opera.
Yes.
With like a cool animation of playing to aliens and just this crazy animation.
Absolutely.
And I was like, what did I stumble into here? And then like, I got sent on the link, and then from there was partaking in the weekly challenges.
Oh, brilliant! So you've been doing. I'm sorry, I've been a little out of touch for the last few weeks. So you're a consistent entry into that. I mean, right? Brilliant.
Yeah, they're always good for inspiration and stuff.
Yeah, totally. I've only entered a couple, and it's like I really should do more. But it's it took me a while to get my head around live jams, because it wasn't until I realised that people expect it not to be perfect, and to be looking for those moments of inspiration rather than, it'll be like, oh yeah, that bit in 3.5 minutes, that was really good, rather than I loved your entire jam, it was amazing. Do you know what I mean? And I'm so used to condensing music into a 3.5 minute pop song or something like that the idea of just faffing around for 1 minute of satisfaction in the middle is really hard to get my head around. I'm a bit too precious about it.
Yeah, no, I'd be kind of the opposite. So like, because obviously being like piano very like hands on, and then when it came to jamming,
of course,
like originally I would have been like jamming for like an hour and stuff. You might have those few minutes somewhere.
Yeah.
Whereas then the weekly challenges is like 5 minutes. That's me compressing it into 5 minutes.
Oh, I've got you. Yeah, that makes sense. Sense. Yeah. I mean, the how the squid guys, what are they called? Golden Shrimp Guild, squid guys, the Golden Shrimp Guild, doing their kind of 2-hour sets, handovers for like 3 or 4 days. That's a long time to be jamming, and it just absolutely, knackering basically. But wow, I've just realised it is Dean's birthday tomorrow, and he'll be 49. So huge, big birthday wishes from us all. And maybe we could do a birthday Sunday next week or something, if you fancy coming on, or any time over the next few months if you're around. It'd be lovely to get you on, because I know you've been extremely prolific. Synth Addict is saying, big up, Hostipal is consistently one of the best hardware jams posters. Great stuff.
Thanks.
Oh, nice. Nice. Are you one of those perennial winners? Like, or kind of
I've never actually won. I think I've got second twice.
That's outrageous.
I'll get there one day.
Oh my word! Well, it's tough, isn't it, as well? Because,
it's a very talented group with loads of diverse styles as well.
Absolutely, and what's interesting is, when they started the stream through the YouTube of all the entries, back in my mind I was thinking, I wonder how engaging this is going to be, because you know there's so much diversity in terms of, you know, the sound of the type of music and the instrumentation and the levels of you know, of musicality. Do you know what I mean? So you could go from a completely like crazy beat down to something that you might be a piano solo or whatever. And it was brilliant, actually. I've ended up kind of tuning in to say hello at the beginning and just leaving it running for the entire night in the chat and everything. And the viewing figures are really good as well. It's, I think also that it might have pushed the quality in the broadest sense up a little bit. I think people are kind of trying to push the envelope a little bit in there, which is great.
Yeah, and there's a lot of inspiration from like the other people.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
And yeah, it's a really good community. It's definitely like the best like online community like I've ever been part of.
I think that and the sort of extended community involving you know, this kind of a stream, but you know, the whole there's a group, and now with the EMOM stuff opening up, which is electronic music open mics, which are taking off all around the country now. It seems to have been a kind of critical mass, I think, you know, in terms of things are beginning to evolve, and I'm pretty sure that the next step will be people actually, you know, breaking out into tours or getting a tune away, or, you know, starting to chart in some ways, and, you know, across the band, which is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Have you done any EMOM stuff at all?
No, well, when I was in Ireland, I don't think there was any on. Me and Robert Bat were talking about like maybe trying to get one going, but like obviously now I'm in Europe, so there'll be a local one around here.
We'll come to that after. I mean, they do seem to be opening up all over the place. I know Nick Bat's putting one together now for Sonic State, which is going to be coming up. There's about 3 or 4, I think, going on in Brighton, which is kind of my nearest town.
Yeah, I actually got to did like a hardware jam meet up in Brighton.
Oh,
which is
nice. So just to go back to what you were saying then, so you started building this synth collection, if you like. How long ago are we? Just so we can put a pause on your life story, because I see someone's just walked in. Let me just kill the horn. Hang on a second. The last thing we want to do is have the horn go off. What year have we reached?
Well, I suppose it really started expanding probably 3.5 years ago, and then especially with lockdown, that's... Hey, Loullamae.
Hello, sweetheart. Right,
but yeah,
camera. Oh, hang on, darling. I didn't realise what you were doing. Oh my word, that could have been a nightmare. Sorry, Sam. Hang on.
Yeah, no worries.
Right. Now, are you okay there? Yep. Goodness me, how are you feeling? All right. Oops. Bring that down a bit.
Hello.
Hey, right, can you hear? Yeah, okay, this is Sam, and his musical name is Hostipal. Hostipal. Can you say that? I can't. Hostipal, not hospital. Oh, hang on. Are you not there? Hang on.
Yeah, that's very good.
Try that.
There. Hospital.
Hostipal. Hostipal. Is Mrs Wiggly coming up?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see her in a minute. Because I was trying to remember what you said as a baby that was like hostipal instead of hospital. And there's a brilliant word. It's not, Emmett was an elephant, but there's an unkerplunk. Hello, Mrs Wiggly. They're by the computer. Sorry, stand by in the chat for a moment. Can you remember? This is Sam, and his name is Hostipal because as a child he couldn't pronounce hospital, so he called it Hostipal. Let me just plug you in. Are you there, Mrs Wiggly? Say something.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Sam.
Can you remember what it was that Loullamae couldn't say?
Yeah, she couldn't say caterpillar.
Oh, yeah.
It was calipitter.
Calipitter. Hey!
Calipitter was a good one, and we never corrected her.
No, because it's so cool.
She's too beautiful. And elephant was Emmett.
Emmett, that's right. And Unkerplunk for that.
Uncle Plunk is called Uncle Plunk.
I think it's called Kerplunk, isn't it? Just called.
I
It's
don't
called
know about
Unkerplunk.
Uncle Plunk. I agree with Loullamae. I don't know.
Really?
about Uncle
You're
Plunk.
wrong.
Yeah, I think.
Oh.
It's Uncle Plunk.
Because there's a game called Uncle Plunk.
Yeah.
Kerplunk
Sounds like
Sorry, go on.
So just saying, it sounds like something from In the Night Garden.
Yes, Hinky Winky and Tinky Winky and Unca Plunk.
Yeah, definitely in the night garden.
It's the one where you put the straws in and you drop the balls down and then you pull the straws out and things drop through. And I'm sure that's called Kaplunk. If anyone in the chat, Kaplunk is the game. There you go. Andrew Brooks knows everything. Oh, my word.
Just to make sure I've got no other alarms.
Welcome to our life. It goes off every 10 minutes or so, doesn't it?
It pretty much does, yeah.
Emmet is a word.
Hello, chat. Hello. I see all of
Emmet is a word the Cornish people use for outsiders, as in kind of visitors. As in, oh, she's not from around here. She must be an Emmet. There you go. That's my Cornish accent. You can measure a caterpillar with a caliper. This is true. Okay, right. Well, we're doing quite well. I messed up the beginning because I played the wrong intro. But apart from that, there's quite a few questions in the chat about this lovely puppy, which is kind of cool. Isn't that gorgeous? All right. Okay. Shall we just try a little zoom in just to say hello? What's up here? There you go. What's that?
She was very tired, wasn't she? She was asleep on the sofa. So you can tell she's got little tired eyes. Tired eyes, look. Tired.
We've turned into dog crazy people. Didn't take long. Okay, right. Let's get sensible around here.
Sorry, did I say Matt?
Sam.
Sam, sorry.
Sam Guinea, or Hostipal. Can you say Hostipal?
Hostipal.
Yeah,
That's good.
Me, then. Just me. Loads of hellos for Loullamae and for Mrs Wiggly in the chat. So thank you very, very much for
What
that.
about Hazel?
And Hazel.
Yeah, there's a few for Hazel. There's a few for Hazel as well. Loads of donations as well already. Actually, can we have a big thank you?
Thank you.
Thank you. Because Kent's in the chat, even though he's still got COVID. Loads of people donated, so thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Right, you know about this, I think, already, Hostipal.
Yep.
There is no right answers. Although there was a comeback last time, wasn't it? With 0 scored until I think Jim Glue managed to claw one back and Ian managed to claw one back in the last bits of the game. Do you remember, Mrs Wiggly?
Yeah, I do, but we couldn't give them.
It's on the back
the
of.
winner.
Oh no, that's right.
No, because you know.
It's on the back of that somewhere. So all right. So live chat is better. She's eating the microphone. Live chat is better than top chat, so make sure you're in the live chat. It is open to everybody to get the right answers. Type them in the chat. Sam gets a big advantage because there's at least 15 seconds worth of delay between us. So he'll get the first. So you can have as many answers as you want, Sam, so just go for it. Just before we kick off, so I don't miss it, wonderful Lee Rutter, Noise Appreciation Crew. Would you buy a Volca Keys again as your first synth or something else, and if so, what?
Yeah, no, I think I probably would buy it again because it's still one of my favourites, and it's like fairly versatile because it's polyphonic and you can do unison as well, and you can like live play into the thing.
Sounds good. At Gearfest, I saw the whole selection of those Volcas, like in the big. I think, yeah, that's great. Really, I mean, yeah, I can't knock them at all.
And in terms of how it would have changed my sound, like I'm not too sure because it's hard to think of what I would have got otherwise. And I probably would have still ended up getting the Volca Keys eventually. So
fair enough. Don't knock it. Yeah, Wagyu's saying I remembered what it's called only because I think it was Dean that posted earlier saying live chat is greater than. I can't remember it. Live chat is better. Top chat, yeah. I have this mental block, which is just an ongoing thing. So there you go. Thank you for that stuff. I remembered it once.
Like that word up there all the time, so you can just look up.
It's kind of good comedy value, isn't it? I think Top Cat. Yeah, Top Cat. That's how I can remember it. Live chat is greater than Top Chat. That's a Dean phrase. Okay, can we please give a shout out for, absolutely we can, Hardware Jams meetup in Sheffield on the 29th of October at Pirate Studios. I certainly can. And I will give another shout out for it as well. So 29th of October, Hardware Jams hookup. Are you likely to, oh, you're not, you're off in your travels, aren't you, around Europe, which we're going to talk about after the quiz. Sheffield's a long way from here, but it's good. Okay, so please, if you're into hardware jams, or even if you're not and you fancy meeting up with loads of people who are in the chat at the moment, and they're here because they watch it, and they're also here because they support Sam. Lots of hardware jammers out there. Pirate Studios is really cool up in Sheffield if you fancy somewhere to go. And actually, having just been to Synthfest, Sheffield's cool as well. My best mate was born in Sheffield, Ado, and we used to take the mickey out of him. I don't know why. But yeah, lovely place. Just quite a long time to get there. So back to the quiz. Is everybody ready? Mrs Wiggly, are you ready?
But we do that, Hazel.
Loullamae, are you ready? Nido, shall I hold it for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Hostipal, are you ready?
Yeah, very ready.
Stand by.
What kind of pet did I buy and adopt me this week?
Oh, what kind of pet did Loullamae buy in Adopt Me this
This
week?
is different to the one she's holding.
Yeah, Adopt Me is a Roblox game, so it's not going to be.
Big baby.
It's not
Wagyu
going
wants
to
to know
be.
in what?
A camel.
Ragu wants to know what?
In what?
In Adopt Me, which is a Roblox game, like an open world game. Also, actually, just shout if this quiz music is too loud, because I think it was before, but I've turned it down. Not an elephant.
A giraffe.
Not a giraffe.
A
Not
llama.
a llama. Not a donkey. I'm just reading the chats as well. Not a bee. Not a walrus. I think it's safe to say it's kind of imaginary.
Unicorn. No.
Oh, culture of ghosts. I think
Has he got it?
it's got part of it.
It is a dragon.
Yeah, so I'm going
It's
to
a particular. Yeah, I think you should get a point for that.
A magic dragon.
It's not. Well, he is probably actually a magic dragon. He's a something dragon beginning with L.
A
Also,
large
culture of large.
dragon.
No. Here's a hallelujah for culture of ghosts. It's a. I don't know any
You need to
clue.
give them, I think you need to give them a clue. And
It's something to do with. Hang on, what was it? A lime dragon? So just chewed up the questions. To do with what are they called? Volcanoes.
A lava dragon.
Yay! Can I reach it?
No. It's just going to lean over. Hazel, what are you doing?
Hazel just chewed up the questions, but I've managed and dropped them on the floor. Managed to get them. That's a point each. Well done. A lava dragon. Gethsemane was very close. Electronic Sounds was in there with lava dragon as well. Little Dragon's a good one. I mean, Mrs Wiggly, you're in charge with those.
Yeah,
I didn't
but
quite
I don't
see.
know. Was it Koshti Kai got Lava Dragon? But I don't know when he got Lava
Well,
Dragon.
Electronic
And so
Sounds-
did
I think, was that
Electronic
after?
Sound. I think it was after.
Okay.
Don't know.
Okay, that's the advantage of being in the studio.
Mwah.
Okay, we ready for the next one? So what, we got 1 point each then. And this is just for fun. Please don't get upset if you think you got the right. Do tell us if you think you got in there first, and obviously we'll sort it out. But it is only for fun. Right, here we go again.
What time did I wake up this morning?
Oh my word! What time did Loullamae wake up this morning?
10 o'clock.
Nope. Can have another go though.
7.
No.
Don't know whether it'll be going earlier or later. 12 o'clock.
No.
Are we going to go? You know,
I think
Ha-
5 minutes either side would be
10.
good. I reckon.
10:35.
No, earlier than that.
9:06.
No.
Earlier. Oh. 6:45.
Oh no.
somebody got it. 8:12.
Did they?
8:12.
Who
Will
got 8:12?
Joseph. Will
Will.
Joseph. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
I can't even see that yet.
Yeah,
Will Joseph, my goodness me. Bang bang on the button. 8:12. How did he know that? Oh, we've got another stalker. Maybe he's just spending too much time with Wagyu. My word, that's insanely brilliant. There's a right. Okay, what can I say? Exceptional stuff. So, what are the scores on the doors, Mrs Wiggly?
So we have Culture of Ghosts 1 point. Sam has got 1, and Will Joseph's got 1.
Superb.
Daddy.
Yes, my darling.
Hazel.
You can just about see. We can do our high fives, can't we?
No, it's not that way. It's like this.
What am I doing? Crazy girl. Crazy dog. Crazy dog.
What? You didn't show me the question until like the second one. That one. Huh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we've done. What time did you wake up?
What time did I get out of bed?
What time did you get out of bed? So bear in mind, you woke up 12 minutes past 8. What time did you get out of bed?
8:45.
Nah, it's Sunday, isn't it?
10:05.
Sunday, isn't it?
12:01.
Oh, not quite. No, that's a bit excessive.
Yeah.
Culture of Ghosts is closest, I think, so far. Should we give it to Wagyu?
Simon, wait, actually, it's close.
I think Wagyu's within 5 minutes.
Oh.
You reckon? Or should we wait?
11:09.
11:16. We'll just go. I think, to be fair, Wagyu needs a point because he was literally first within 5 minutes. Azio Head got it. That got it though. My word. Sorry
That's
about
it.
that, Sam.
Anyways, it's a nice stretch in bed.
Wagyu a point?
Yeah, Wagyu got 11:12, which is within 5
What,
minutes.
before? Okay.
So I think he should deserve a point.
Okay.
But yeah, so and then Azio Head got the others, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to lazing about
Yeah.
for a few hours.
On a Sunday, it's really cool. Were you just playing Roblox?
What?
Were you playing Adopt Me this morning when you woke up?
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is a good one because it does. Most of these questions involve
What's
Hazel,
that?
actually. I don't know.
All your nails.
Rubbish of some kind. I think they're into the rubbish somehow. Okay, rubbish is gone. Right, stand by everybody because this is going to be a really good one.
What one?
This is this one.
Oh.
Are you ready, Hazel?
I also thought. I think another one. I've made up another one that's
Yeah?
to do with Hazel.
Okay, we can do that one as
But
well.
or we could save it. I haven't. It would probably work if we saved it.
Yeah, we can just save it for
Can
next
I
week
write
then.
it down? So
Yeah. Do you want to write it down? I'll just keep talking.
Can you hold Hazel? Okay, I'll just write it.
Okay, just talk
We've
amongst
got
yourselves.
all the time in the world.
We have.
Take your time.
Still nearly there. I don't think they've noticed. Okay, we've done
Did
it.
you read it?
Yeah, I did. I think it's a
Should we
really good
save
one, and we
it?
should definitely save
So
it.
then Hazel can read it.
Exactly. Should be the star of the show. Okay, I'll go back live again now. Ready, studio?
Yeah.
Glad no one noticed that. Okay, here we go.
Hazel. What's Hazel's favourite toy? Hazel sees that toy.
What is Hazel's favourite toy
At the moment.
at the moment?
Sees it.
We've got it.
Who
here.
wants it?
Microphone.
No, it could well be though.
That could be next week.
A ball.
It's an animal.
Hazel, you're
A
pulling
giraffe.
It's not a giraffe, it's not a mouse, not a squirrel, not a rat, not a bone, not a CSAT. It's not me. It's not slippers, although they were a favourite for a while. Dom's shoes, again, yeah, they were my slippers. A squeaky pig from Wagyu, no.
Monkeys.
Yes! Did you just whip it onto the screen? Did you just show it? Did you show the monkey?
What do you mean?
No, she didn't. No,
I thought you showed it on the screen.
Show the monkey. The naked monkey.
It's the monkey. Brilliant. There is Hazel's favourite toy. I'm sure you showed it, didn't you? No? Oh, that's fine. It doesn't matter if you did or not. It doesn't matter if you did or not. It's fine. Okay, cool. That's 1 point to our illustrious guest. She can get down.
She
if
can't.
Oh, can't she?
No, she's going to be going everywhere.
All right, we're nearly there.
Okay.
We're nearly there. All right, we got a picture question. Can we have the scores on the doors again, then, please, Mrs Wiggly? Because it's getting close.
We've got Sam with 2 points.
Woohoo!
Culture of Ghosts 1, Will Joseph 1, Ace Your Head 1, and Wagyu 1.
Brilliant. Okay, stand by for the next question. Stand by your beds. Here we go.
How many hazels are on this hazel?
How many hazels are on this hazel? I'm going to flash up this picture. I'm not going to leave it up for long. And you've got to tell me how many hazels are on this hazel. Ready? Steady. Go.
Hazel.
Okay.
Hazel's
62.
got a hole.
Sorry, what did you say?
62.
Very close.
Close.
58.
No, it was right, really close.
63.
Oh.
61.
Lower, yeah.
That's a point to Wagyu as well, I think.
Yeah.
Because he was in there. There's lots of 61s coming in, but Wagyu was very quick off the mark.
First one to get it in the chat, yeah.
Very, very good. Have you ever read a book called Flash Boys with people with really super fast internet connections gaming the stock market? I think that's what Wagyu's on. He's way ahead of any of the other people in the chat. He's clearly linked to our own server. Is she okay? Are you all right there? Okie doke. Very, very good. Very, very good. So, super quick off the mark. Was there any logic to that? Was that a complete guess? Did you kind of count round the edges or something?
Well, yeah, it came down the side, roughly across.
Oh, brilliant. I'm going to have to try and work that out for next time. We'll make it a bit more haphazard. Right.
It's pretty. The first time I pretty done well at those. I always do badly at the sweets in the jar.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the wrong shape.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's have we got another one? I think is this the last one? This is the last one. So, Mrs Wiggly, sorry, I'm going to have to ask you again for those scores.
So we've got Sam with 3 points. We've got Wagyu with 2 points. Culture of Ghosts have got 1. Azio Head 1. And Will Joseph 1.
So Sam's going to steam it, really, isn't he? This is amazing. Really, really good. Okay, so let's just see what we can do. You ready, darling?
Yeah.
With the next question. Have you seen it for long enough?
Oh, okay.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
How many days old is Hazel?
How many days old is Hazel?
43.
No.
Because she looks quite big. So
She is, yeah. It's bigger than 43.
366.
No. Less than that. Gethsemane says that he beat. Whoops. We'll come back to Gethsemane in a second. There's a
236.
No.
Oh, somebody's
really close. Who was that?
Paul Artola is really close.
Should we go with that?
Paul Artola. If nobody gets it, yeah, I think Paul Artola deserves it.
I think it's close enough, right?
Paul Artola the point
I'm just
for
trying to
that.
find. Paul Artola said, yeah, that's amazing. Paul Artola, you are a winner. It's actually 178, but that's kind of cool. Unless Wagyu tells us otherwise, he might be running on a different on a different one. I thought Wagyu would.
Inky got 100 and 17A, but I don't know at
Did she?
what point she got 17A. She's right at the bottom.
Was it after Paul's?
Don't
Uh,
know.
there's
Yeah,
a-
no, after Paul, but
Okay, because I said it's really close, so anyone who would have seen Paul's would have then just gone next to it. However, there's a judge's inquiry into the previous one that said I beat Wagyu for 61
okay.
on Gethsemane, and well, we believe
all right,
Gethsemane.
well, we'll take your word for it.
Should we leave Wagyu with his
Yeah,
point?
no, yeah,
It would
let's
be
keep
unfair
it
to
there.
take it away. So, but you can have a second one. Oh my word, you're getting a bit frisky, aren't you? Okay, so I think apart from the joke, that is the quiz. So final scores on the doors. I think we've got
But
a
they can
winner.
still get points from stuff.
Can they get a point for the joke?
Yeah.
I guess they can, can't they? Of course.
Do we?
We've done
No,
that
we
in the
don't
past.
Yeah, we
do
do.
points for jokes.
Yeah, we do.
We have done. Let's
we?
see.
Hazel, you're falling off.
Oh, Hazel. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. You are obviously in control, Mrs. Wiggly. You're in charge of all of this, so it's up to you.
What do you...
No points.
What?
Is that the joke?
No, you tell the joke, but I'm not going to give you points.
Yeah, give
No
points.
points.
Mrs. Wiggly's in charge. How dare to?
It's my quiz.
Yeah, but
Actually, that
I'm
is a
the
good
one
point
that's
as
keeping
well.
in the scores.
It's my quiz.
Oh no!
Right, come on. No points.
Yes, points.
I think we have done points. I can't adjudicate this.
Points.
Let's check in the chat. All right, let's do the
Points.
joke. We'll give you the point afterwards if it doesn't work. Okay, there's a secret point. Secret point involved. Mrs. Wiggly will never know.
I always find out.
His head is in
Oh,
the
the head's in the way. Oh, there we go. There we go. sweetheart.
Which one?
Either one, to be honest.
What's the dumbest animal in the jungle?
What's the dumbest animal in the jungle?
Hazel, you're so heavy.
It's not Hazel.
Hazel's not dumb.
Of course, that's why she's not the dumbest animal in the jungle. Any thoughts? Not a monkey, not a flea, not a cheetah.
It's Hazel's monkey.
Hazel's monkey, yeah.
A tiger.
Dumbo, bear, no.
Trying to think of animals in the jungle now.
Dumbest. This isn't a very good joke, actually. The other one was better.
The Lost Man.
Sloth, spider, opossum. Do you want to do the answer, darling? We'll do the other one.
Polar bear.
It's a polar bear. Because it's in the jungle, right? Can you do that one? It's a terrible joke.
What do you call a broken can opener?
What do you call a broken
Can
can
I
opener?
see the answer?
Yes, you can. A broken
Oh,
can opener.
okay.
It's got
Useless.
some lulls. Got some lulls
Useless.
in chat.
No?
No. What do you call a broken can opener?
Oh,
Oh.
Jane Setter's got it.
Jansetta! A can't opener. Well, so no points for that then, Mrs.
Yeah.
Wiggly.
Yeah.
So Jansetta would get a point, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just jot it down on my list of Loullamae's points.
Hazel's on the keyboard.
Hey, no, you can't do that, Hazel. Oh my gosh. Kicked off the stream. Probably best if
You
Hazel,
bang your head.
Hazel heads off downstairs. in a minute.
cry,
Do you have a big question, Mrs. Wiggly?
No, Mr Wiggly.
Oh, I thought I put one on there for you. It's on the second page.
Oh.
I'm not saying that it wasn't your question, but I thought I might give you one on question-wise.
All right. Sorry.
Is that a good one? Do you like that?
Is there points for this one?
No, this is a
All
big.
right, so no, so this one's for you, and I'm guessing. Right, this one's for you, and I'm guessing this is, obviously something that you like doing. So, what's your favourite place in Europe?
Yeah, I don't know. Amsterdam, probably. I think that's probably where I'll eventually move.
I have to
after some more travels.
Explain to Mrs Wiggly. Sam is travelling around Europe with his synthesizers, so we're going to find out all about that in a minute. So the favourite.
Any particular reason why?
Yeah, I was just there like a few years ago, just before COVID, and just very nice kind of atmosphere around the city, and each place you go into has like different vibe, different music and stuff. So it's a nice kind of varied place.
Okay.
Excellent. Do you want to do your big question?
Yeah.
Okie doke. Stand by. You're on.
Take
your time.
Say anything. How big is the sky?
That's a good one. No pressure.
3 meters.
There you go.
He's a
Tell that to your teacher. Well done. Thank you. All right. The only thing we have left is Loullamae's logic, and then we can get back into the real world. Okay. Stand by.
Shorts should cost half as much as trousers.
They definitely should. Definitely should. Stands to reason, really. Totally logical. Right. Wiggly crew.
Right.
We need back quick fire.
Quick
to
fire. Do you
say-
want to do quick fire?
No, it's time to say no.
It's a quick one. That's the whole point. Do you want to do quick fire?
Yeah.
All right. These are very, very quick fire questions, A or B's, just between you two, if that's okay. So stand. Oh, careful, darling. That's quite noisy, isn't it? All right. So stand by, Sam. Do we have? I don't know if I've got a quick fire jingle. Actually, I think I might have.
You
Let's have a
do?
look. Quick fire.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
Red or black?
Black.
Odd or even?
Odd.
Pipe or slippers?
Slippers.
See the future or change the past?
Ooh. See the future.
Gold or silver?
Gold.
Boat or plane?
Boat.
Fish or chips?
Chips.
Snow White or Cinderella?
Snow White.
Maths or English?
Maths.
Analog or digital?
Analog.
We got him 100% right in that round. Well done, sir. Absolutely spot on. Clean round. That's absolutely brilliant. Oh, Wagyu's. Wow. We can look at Wagyu's answers here one by one. We'll come back to that in 1 second. Right, Wiggly crew. I promise you that is it, Mrs. Wiggly. She's ready. Has Mrs. Wiggly had enough? Yeah. Oh my word! Right.
Night, everyone.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Nice to meet you.
He's always pushing all the buttons. Be careful. Yeah. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Okay, headphones off for Loullamae. Mrs. Wiggly, you're going to give Mrs. Wiggly a quick hug. You need to stay by the camera, otherwise they won't see the hug. So that you can see the hug. It's like tradition.
You forgot about the traditional hug.
Yeah, but we've got Hazel today.
Synthetic, thank you so much for the $5. That's very, very kind of you. The horn is off at the moment, so it doesn't scare Hazel. There you go. Big hugs all around. Thank you very, 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 very much, Wiggly fam. Where's she gone? She's escaped. Oh, this should be funny. I'll leave the camera on so we can see them running around in the background. Looks like she's escaped into my office, which is kind of behind. Yeah, thank you, Synthetic. Very, very kind. Robbed on the monkey dog toy point. Okay, I'll give you an extra one on this one as well. So I've got my list, which is the secret list. Well done, sir. I think you won that, didn't you? Hands down. I think that's probably the most anyone has ever scored.
Oh, really?
Pretty much. I think that. Oh, there she is. That was obviously a win for Sam. Is that the most anyone's ever scored in the?
3?
Yeah.
No.
Pretty close though for a guest.
No, pretty good for the last few runs, but we have had.
We have it a 6. Oh, okay.
Dang.
Well, never mind. Sorry. Simon Gray. Pardon? Hazel's monkey. Here we go. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs Wiggly. Thank you. Thank you, Loullamae. Thank you very much, Simon Greatbatch. Again, £10. Thank you very, very much indeed. I think what we'll do, that's very, very kind of you. If you missed the beginning, we smashed £7,000, $8,000 last week. The horn is off while Hazel's up here. I'll switch it back on again in a second. We made, thanks to people like Simon and Kent and all the people that have donated, 270 or something pounds. It was absolutely amazing last weekend. I'm going to run a video to say thank you to everybody, and then we'll run one of the Hostipal's tracks. That's never going to work, is it? From the live jams afterwards, and then we'll come back and we'll find out all about how you tour around Europe with a case of synthesizers and exactly what's going on there. So please do stick around. It'll get a little bit more musical and you can ask your own questions, do whatever you fancy. But first of all, here's a big thank you for everyone who's donated as of last week. Thank you very much.
Inside I give thanks and the highest praise. Ground myself to my earth, connect out the space. Within the hallways of the heart, the mind and the state of being that I am as I vibrate. At a ring, oscillate like horse crystal mama may. Earth brother, I know run solid listen. I'ma say our heart is the brightest the sun, so we'll let it shine away. Overlap and envelop each other in love and light. Yeah. Simultaneously synchronized this energy, symbiotic and sacred geometry. Contemplate the symmetry and the symmetry as we integrate the knowledge. This wisdom, see what the symbols mean and bodies what the temple be. Where the life force energy resides in the chemistry. Bioelectric being the top and indefinitely receive and perceive to the physical machinery. Conceived by the source, recognize that it blessed be. Rolling and I carefree. Conscious living never hurt me. One love, energy and sexy. Wind your line to the champion sound. Baseman move to the energy. Sunlight burning upon way. One love, set your heart free. Wind your line to the champion sound. Winding time to the champion sound. Winding time. Wind your line to the champion sound. Connect so with the herb pipe, link up the harmonize, left the termite. But beyond obsolete blessings, a birthright. We live a life which a lot warm in us all worldwide. Cosmic love energy, I go herbicide free, organically, me say worthwhile. Watch the way one of you take turquoise in terms of definitions.
There you go. Thank you so much to everybody who's donated. Smash 7,000. I think this is the 1 year anniversary of the first stream that we raised some money for Great Ormond Street, because we didn't used to. We didn't have enough followers at the beginning to be able to do super chats or something. And we only kind of came up with the idea because people were liking the quiz. Was thinking, well, maybe we can just raise a little bit of cash. That would be useful. And Loullamae loved Great Ormond Street. And now £7,000 in 12 months, $8,000. What can I say? Just absolutely brilliant. Thank you to everybody who's watched, contributed, not just donated, you know, for supporting the channel. It's absolutely wonderful. It's a dream come true. So thank you. Paul Talbot saying, who sings the theme song, is an amazing artist called Leonard Ludvigsen. who you will find on Facebook. He's modding the Deluge Facebook group amongst many other things, based out of Sweden, I think. It's my backing track, and I just asked him if he wanted to come and do to do something on it, and he sent it back with that, and I was like, this is insanely brilliant. He's an amazing guy. I think that should have fired off the horn. Let me see. Oh, well, the horn's working because I did that one manually. Thank you, Cresthead. That's very kind of you. Everything is absolutely gratefully received. Although that's probably a message rather than a super chat. I'm not sure. Anyway. Right. 10 for Christmas would be amazing if we get there, but just, absolutely amazing, I guess. Just to get to 7 is insanely brilliant. Hostipal has a YouTube channel, and I'm going to play something from it now. If you fancy subscribing to that YouTube channel, I've just posted the link to Hostipal's YouTube channel in there. So thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Wagyu, for the 10 Swiss francs. Thank you so much, sir. You are just an amazing part of this show, and always have been, and of Sonic State and everything. So thank you very much indeed. Amazing stream we're having at the moment. Thank you so much. Yes.
You're getting the pronunciation. You're getting it right now.
I'm getting there. It's muscle memory, isn't it?
The issue, you'll start saying Great Ormond. Something Hostipal.
Just Hostipal. Oh, yes. I never thought about that. Hostipal started with 180 subscribers on his YouTube channel. He now has 187. It'd be great if we can get another 13. Wagger's saying he's already subscribed. I'm sure after you hear this, you'll want to subscribe anyway. I suppose it's a bit much asking you to subscribe when you haven't heard anything yet. This is Inky's favourite live jam. Let me just put it up. Hopefully I can make this work. And have a listen to this while we just take a breather. Wow. There's something. Do you know that comment I've just left up when I sing? It's like that's a very true comment. There's something gloopy about that track. It's almost like it's slightly out of time, or it's just hanging together just by the just on there. Something very unrobotic and very organic. I guess I sound like I'm talking rubbish about wine or something, but there is. It's almost a hanging together, very. Just nice. I mean, does that make any sense? Is there something clever going on, or just a accidental? That's. I'm sorry, I've got you muted. I do apologise. Try that. Sorry.
No worries. It was from. There was one of the hardware jam challenges was to like get in the pocket. So I was messing around with swing and micro timings, so the beats aren't like completely in time.
Right.
And especially
really
with one of the kicks and the snares is like slightly off. Which actually reminded me of some like live drummers I've heard. Yes. It's like slightly out of time.
Yeah, so
all the percussion is like slightly off.
I mean, it works. It really works as well because it's solidly out of time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like
it consistently out of time.
Exactly. You can nod your head to it, and it just feels organic. I think that kind of Crest Head saying rubber band timing. Yeah, it's like it's not completely random, is it? It's just moving fluidly against each other. I think, which is great, which is really, really good. And thank you, Inky. Just an amazing sound. We'll put another one on as well towards the end of the show. There's a second one which I haven't heard, but you mentioned it. That's called Humanizing the Machines. And if we go for our regular look up on the number of subscribers, we're now on 191 subscribers to Hostipal. So if we just need another 9, go on. I'm sure you can do it. Here's a link going into the chat now for Hostipal's YouTube channel. So many jazz drummers. Says Synthetic saying Jay Diller. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's out of time and there's groovy and there's probably I don't know the right word for it. I mean, but just the way I think if you can lock things so that they are consistent, but they move against each other in the way that sounded like. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. And you, when the kick drum came in at first, I was thinking, something. You're on the wrong clock or something. But then the whole thing kind of resolves. It's really neat. Really, really clever. Really, really clever. Especially because you intended to do that as well. That's fantastic.
Yeah, no, I put it on the Pierre the Acid Clown's Unsigned Review Live. Didn't go down as well there because
really.
No, because I think they wanted more like techno.
Yeah,
rhythms.
yeah. How long ago was that?
A while back now.
Yeah, it's a bit more eclectic on there now, which is quite interesting. But it does depend on kind of what you're following and what you're not. There's some crazy stuff coming on there. But Adamski, hello to you, and hello to Grace. Thank you for joining us as well. Just back another sub. We're going to get to 200. We've got to get to 200 before the end of the show. Please just hit that link. Jen S is a moderator on there. on the Acid Clown stuff. It wasn't 180 million BPM. That's probably why. So no, brilliant. Very, very good. Very, very good. Tell us a little bit about this European jaunt then, and I call it a jaunt. I mean, it seems like a lifestyle choice at the moment now. So you've effectively eschewed your career in media and grabbed some synths and headed off into Europe. So tell us all about that kind of from the beginning, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, so I would have studied like media and stuff in college, and then did like freelancing for a while, a few years. Then eventually got kind of like disillusioned with the type of work I was doing and stuff. So then worked for a charity doing media stuff for about like 3.5 years, and I'd been wanting to travel for a bit. So like pre-COVID, and then just recently I was kind of like, myself just go and see what happens.
Wow.
So,
and the idea being what you would make some money, just travel and you try and make some money out of music, or just is it almost like a
so because I have the media background, I can do like editing and stuff, and I have a bit of web work.
Right.
So.
Of course. Oh. better late than never. Sorry, the delayed horn. I think. Well, we'll get there one day with this. Di Stanton, thank you so much for the £20 super sticker. We're rocking it this week as well. Thank you. Same as last week. It's absolutely brilliant. Very, very much appreciated. If you weren't around earlier on, we did a big thank you, and your name is in there already. So thank you very, very much for that. So kind of COVID affected, like screw this, I'm off kind of stuff.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, because I was kind of thinking of going anyway, just, well, the summer that COVID kind of started. So then kind of being stuck at home and stuff, and then focusing it more in on music and things, and expanding the synth collection. I was kind of like, yeah, might as well just go and see what happens.
Just go for it.
Yeah.
So what synth are you travelling with?
So yeah, I have the Volca Keys.
Yeah.
And then behind me, say over there, is the models, samples, and the Micro Freak. And then I have a key step as well, because I'm kind of doing a hybrid setup at the moment. So
right. And a computer effectively doing stuff as well. And
so trying to bring back the looping that I used to do before.
Oh, tell me about that. So was that with a looper pedal or just with...
no, Ableton? Just like a normal pedal, and then using the looper within Ableton, and then using MIDI controllers to map like a few things like filters and levels and stuff. Nice. Yeah,
I've been trying to get that together as well. I've been desperately trying to put together something that I can take to an EMOM, and it's just going up and down and backwards. I've got far too much in a case at the moment. I just need to take a Deluge or an Octatrack or something, to be honest.
My setup had gotten pretty big, so like I only brought those because I'd done the weekend before I went off. Me and a few friends went and filmed a little mini set on the top of a hill in Dublin. So I had basically the setup I have now. So like, because that was portable, I was like, might as well stick with this.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of love for the module samples as well. What do you I guess love from your side, because you've got one, but what do you think of it?
Yeah, it's really good. It's one of my best purchases, I think, because I tend to kind of improvise and stuff. So if I'm doing a set, the model samples really keeps it kind of locked in together.
Nice.
Nearly like scenes and stuff, so it kind of keeps the structure. And I use it for all my percussion, a few synth sounds and different things. But yeah, it really kind of structures my sets, so then the other ones I can play around with a bit more.
Nice. Okay, well that sounds good. As you heard saying, fantastic demos with only model samples and cycles on YouTube. Are you playing live at all, or you're just traveling around?
Not for the moment, but I pretty well look to start playing live, because now that I have the setup kind of sorted, and I'm getting more used to moving it around. And it doesn't take too long to set up, so I'll probably start looking for gigs. But for now, I've just been like relaxing and traveling a bit.
Absolutely. So where are you? Where are you at the moment?
At the moment, I'm in Groningen. I never know how to pronounce it.
Hostipal.
No.
Where's that? Pardon my ignorance.
No worries. It's in Holland. So it's kind of north of Amsterdam.
Lovely. Oh, very nice. Very nice.
I only got here Monday. So before that, I spent 2 weeks kind of in the countryside and like kind of done up cabin. It was like, so I was kind of living slightly off grid for 2 weeks, which is nice.
How long have you been traveling for?
What's it now? Trying to think. I think it was the 21st of September. Although that seems like a bit long ago.
Yeah.
Trying to think. I think it was the 21st.
And how long are you aiming to travel for? As long as you can.
As long as the money lasts.
Fantastic.
But I'll see. Like, because it can be hard kind of finding places, and especially finding cheap ones. But I wouldn't mind maybe a few more months if I can, and probably eventually settle into Amsterdam.
Oh, it's a great way of working out where you want to be. Right? Absolutely brilliant. Oh, Synth Addict's saying, who needs more synths? I've got a jingle for that. I tried to do this thing. I wrote a terrible song. It was a make a tune with using just your mouth, noises from your mouth, and it came out terribly. But I did end up with a jingle.
If I buy another keyboard.
That was a chorus, which is a terrible chorus, but it was meant to be about, how everything will be all right if you could just.
If I buy another keyboard.
So any excuse with Synth Addicts post. Grace Griffin said earlier, Ableton Loop is great. I've used foot switch to engage overdubbing lots of times. Do you know, I've never thought about looping in Ableton. I don't know why. I've always thought, Boss looper pedal and all that.
Yeah. If you map it, it's like, I'd say nearly as good or just as good. I think that there might be a slight bit of, what's it called? The lag. Can't think of the word for it.
Right,
But
yeah, I know.
it's,
The latency.
Latency, yeah. But you can kind of slim it down. And I think nearly subconsciously you're incorporating it if you're playing.
Wow.
So.
I mean, yeah, it's so good. There's Expert Sleepers do a plugin. I think it's called Augustus Loop Synth instead of Augustus Gloop, I guess it must be. But and that's pretty crazy as well. The Beardy Man
Is that the
uses
one?
it a lot.
Oh, your Beardy Man, yeah. I was going to say.
I've watched a ton of Beardy Man.
Yeah, same.
I've
he's
mailed
pretty
him
crazy.
a few times about various bits and pieces, but he's a big fan of that, and I have to say it's a really cool thing. If you just want to kind of go bah, and then immediately start playing chords on an automatically looped bar kind of sound, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I watched a video of his setup, and it was just crazy. Like,
yeah,
'cause
it's incredible what he can do. Him and Mark Rebier with his, I think that's how you pronounce it, with his looper, and they're just off the charts now. And I mean, Beardy Man's been doing it for a long time. He's been working and working and working. I mean, he's super famous now, I'm sure. After this next kind of tour, he's massively mainstream, and in a good way. Do you know what I mean? Everyone will know about him. But yeah,
he started off with he started off with, I think, just 2 Chaos pads.
Yes,
KP3.
I think you're right. You're right. And now it's a kind of network of iPads and all sorts. But Augustus Loop Synth and the Tornado plugin as well is the other thing that he uses, which is kind of a looping effects thing. It's a bit like a sort of stutter edit kind of thing, but it will work, and it just really, really, really clever. Grace is saying the motorcycles fits in USBs to the laptop very nicely. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Andrew Brooks is saying he doesn't need any more modules. You just need to buy another keyboard. Any questions for our illustrious Hostipal guests? Please bang them in. So try and stick a QQ on the front or something like that would be really useful. But it'd be good to find out what you need to know. Icing's saying he has an earworm. RC505, nice looper with the stereo channels. Is that the big one? I think it's the proper one. There's a Mark II now, isn't there? I think. Anyway,
I've been tempted, but trying not to give in to buying more gear. So.
Yeah, I had the original one, and I actually bought it when Loullamae was messing around. I should have probably used Ableton, but she's got this great bunch of videos that she made when she was younger, where she's just overlaying percussion stuff, and it's really interesting to see the easy to use gear, because kids can just get it. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like an iPad. They just get the iPad, and I think Ableton's probably just a step too far. Sample Trek, Inky, that's the new sampler that's just coming out, isn't it? Which was on one of the raising money. What's it called? Can't think what it's called. Kickstarter. That's the one. That's the one. I think I've got a bit of cash in that one, so we'll see what happens. 10 lanes of looping. Nice one. Question: can Sam talk about some challenges while touring with all the gear? Which countries were more challenging? Are you hiding it away in your suitcase? Or?
Yeah. So I just have a wheelie suitcase, like not too big. It's just long enough to fit the key step. So I'm not doing anything too fancy. Just that wrapped in some clothes, and all the other synths wrapped in clothes.
Oh, nice.
So I have 3 bags, like a rucksack, a gym bag, and then the wheelie bag. So I've tried to keep it small and just.
That makes sense.
Yeah, use the clothes to protect them.
Are you checking them in on flights, or are you generally into the cabin? Or?
Yeah, putting one under and then bringing 2 on. And
I've always wondered what it might be like trying to check in with a patched up modular system or something. It's
yeah. But I'm planning on mainly trying to use trains and things to move around, just because it's a little bit easier.
Yeah, it's relaxing as well, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a nice way of travelling. So talk a little bit, if you wouldn't mind, about your workflow then, in terms of putting together like what we've just played or one of the other ones? I mean, how do you approach? First of all, is it always a kind of live jam approach, or are you putting songs together and bits in
there? No, I've always been kind of live jam. I'm just mainly live jam. So it kind of depends how I'd start. It would probably be a bit better to be a bit like cleaner, so you could like upload to Spotify and things like that. But in terms of starting, it'd kind of vary. Like maybe just like a simple drum beat. I think with that one, I programmed a few of the acid lines first. So the 303 lines were the main kind of structure, and then messed around with the drums. Then I'd probably make the drums a bit more complex and kind of build it piece by piece and kind of improvise then around it.
And so for the jam, so how much stuff was kind of being evolved when you were playing the jam in the end? Were there lots of things kind of preset and built, or were you doing a lot on the fly? It's quite a fine balance, isn't it?
Yeah, so I kind of do it nearly like pieces. So that like in that one, there's like kind of 2 sections based off the model samples. So different like drum beats. And then I had, I think, four acid lines that I was messing around with, and then playing the Crave live and playing the keys live, and the Micro Freak I think had 2 sequences. So I kind of just nearly couldn't conduct them. So was Ableton involved particularly in that? Yeah, so I use Ableton as like an effects rack and to record.
Gotcha. Oh, that's a really neat way of doing it, actually.
It saves me buying pedals.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going through something similar, trying to get a bit more into modular. I've gone around the whole modular path. I bought a modular for it to be an effects rack, to be honest. And now I'm thinking, if I can just route everything into a laptop, then all the stuff that takes up the space and pedals and it costs a lot. If you're going to spend 400 quid on a Strymon pedal, you could probably do it in Ableton pretty closely, with stuff you've already got. So what do you go to effects plugins then that you're using within Ableton?
Yeah, for like reverb, I quite like the Valhalla Shimmer. I think it sounds close to what like some of the more expensive reverbs can do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other than that, there's a chorus. It's kind of supposed to match the Juno chorus.
Oh yeah.
Can't remember who makes that. So like I have a few. My favorite plugin for piano is Piano Tech. So it's the closest to like playing a real piano, I think.
Nice.
And then I just use some reverb from Ableton itself and their delays.
Yeah, Ableton delays. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That sounds really good. I mean, it's
saturator and stuff as well.
Oh yeah, of course.
I think you lose a bit with the digital in terms of the kind of raw sound.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that sounded fabulous. The track that we just played. In fact, should we pop on the next one as well whilst we're in the flow? Let's see what we can do. This is a second one called "Flow the Forest." Now, this was your choice, so let's have a go with it. See what happens. Stand by. Whoa! That's the first time I've heard that. This is like a reaction video. My word, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Totally incredible. That's just the model samples.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah. It's
Even
quite
that
like
sounds
expansive.
a little bit
Yeah.
sloppy in the nicest possible way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
that's just an organic. I think it's organic, really. The whole feel of the whole thing, and the change ups and the switches between when the arpeggios start coming in, and that's amazing.
Yeah, that
Really
was for
blown away.
Surprises Challenge, one of the hardware jams. So it was for like musical surprises. So
Well, yeah, I'm well surprised. That's incredible. Grace Griffin really showing the depth of the model samples. Yeah, completely. Great track. I mean, it's one of those things where you start listening to it and everyone's sort of listening, and then as it goes on, everyone's like, wait a minute, this is amazing. There's so much love in the chat. It's brilliant. Cornish Waves, hello to you, sir, or madam. I'm terribly sorry if I've just assumed the wrong sex. Still looking for a decent power supply for outdoors. Is it not battery powered, that model samples? Is it USB powered?
no, there was a weird thing with Electron. They took ages. They said they were going to release a thing, but then they eventually didn't. They charged loads. But using the normal power supply, I just got a USB plug. I don't think it was my Volts, but I know my Volts do them.
Oh, so you just got like literally like a USB power bank thing that you were powering off, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like an adapter that has the right connection into USB.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go. That'll work.
Yeah,
That'll
probably got it off
definitely work.
eBay or something.
Totally. And what were you recording on then, sitting in the woods?
Yeah, I didn't actually record that one in the woods.
Oh,
It's,
okay. Okay, fair enough.
That was me creating the track from kind of start to finish. And then I went back to the kind of cabin thing I was staying in and recorded it there. Because I when I was packing, I actually forgot. I used to use like a Zoom H2 to record.
Yeah.
Whereas I didn't actually bring it, so now I have to bring the laptop. So, so if I'm outside, I have to bring the laptop and kind of hide that in the background. But
Oh, it's really good. Really, really good. And Cresshead says it all. I need to do some kind of affiliate deal, really, because that sells model samples. Honestly, I mean, you should do an affiliate deal, not me for mentioning it, to be honest. That would make me want to go and buy exactly as Cresshead says. That's just absolutely brilliant. And in terms of the sounds and the stuff that you're using, I know very little about the model samples. Are they samples you've put together? Is it a purely 100% sampling in there? Is it, or does it have
you can't. It's sample playback, so you can't. That's like one thing you can't sample in, so you have to record elsewhere and upload it.
Okay.
But it's easy enough to upload, and then I downloaded some 909, 808 samples and things, and then I added my own. So that one's a bit of a mix of the kind of guitar sounds, and there's like a double bass sound. They'd be stock and then the synth sounds. But then I think most of the drums are from stuff I added on.
So
And
that
then
answers
there's like a
Azio's.
vocal.
Okay, so you'd have to record it on something else, make the samples, and upload them into the box.
Yeah,
But
it is easy enough to transfer them and stuff.
Yeah,
but
that's fair enough. That's like the TR-8S or something like that. I think that's absolutely fine. To be honest, I guess it's nice to have that if you're there and you need to sample something, but generally you'll get better quality by using whatever else you have anyway.
and it has a big memory as well. So I have
right.
one sample I use like a fair bit is it's like a Irish traditional singing, but it's quite long and there's loads of different sounds in it, so you can scan to the right part and then mess around with LFOs and stuff. And
no,
it's
so
quite,
you're
like,
literally
versatile.
scanning within the whole thing, within the samples, within the model samples itself. Wow. How much are they roughly these days?
300-ish, I think.
That's not bad at all, is it? For something like that. I mean, just amazing. I kind of want to play it again, but people can rewind and check that out. That's really, 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 really good. Really, really good. I would imagine Dean would be well up for it as well, because he's kind of captain samples and captain drum machines. Oh, when you talked about the battery, they released a handle with batteries in it. Didn't they?
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah.
to great acclaim, or perhaps not.
Yeah, well, it took them ages as well, like a few years, I think, and then it was a bit of a flop, I think.
That's true. It's 5-volt. Just get a barrel adapter to USB and the power bank, and
yeah, I think that's what I pretty did.
He uses my volts with a USB battery. One battery powers my Digitac and Digitax and Digitone for hours. Wow! And Rob's saying about the battery handle as well. Goodness me. That really is amazing stuff. And I'm trying to catch up with most of the chat because there's been so much, and all of it absolutely positive about what you've done. It's interesting that you say about Valhalla Shimmer as well, because I've been looking at pedals and that kind of stuff. Model samples 269. 269.
Not bad.
Really isn't bad at all, is it? What I was going to say was, just looking at something to put some of this modular behind me needs to be a much smaller case and needs some echo and reverb. And so I was thinking, well, let's look at some pedals and stuff, all of which are way too expensive. But if you start looking at the Strymon ones and all the rest of it, I think Valhalla in a laptop with the Shimmer and a couple of their other ones is close enough to be able to use it kind of out of the box. It just means you've got a laptop involved where everyone goes, can't do that on any. But
it's a bit of a crime.
I mean, if you've got the laptop already, I guess you could probably do it on an iPad as well, to be honest, if you've got the interface.
I think it's only about 50 quid, I think, €50. And it's fairly low on CPU, I think. It's like fairly basic UI. And like
well, for the iPad, you mean? Or for the Valhalla on
just Valhalla.
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely.
Like you can use multiple instances of it, and still it's fine.
It makes a lot more sense. I mean, it's nice to have, but also it's going to fit in a lot less thing. You just have to persuade everybody that you're only using the effects within the You're total purist. Rob says the handle was overheating and one exploded. My gosh. Yes, I'm hooked on model samples. It has to be said. Toman's got but everyone's hooked on the model samples. Okay, we need to kind of tell the manufacturer that if they notice a rise in sales tonight, they owe you a lot of money. I think 349 at Sweetwater. Everyone's at it now. So what's happening in the future? Obviously, we know that you're kind of planning to be around Europe for as long as you can, but you're happy. You seem to have found your ultimate destination almost where you are now. Where would you like to be in a year or two?
Ideally, I'd like to be trying to do more gigs, and because I think I can hone in the setup where I still like a lot that I can do with it. So I'd be doing shows that are like semi-improvised, and just like playing around, and hopefully getting a bit of an audience. But
yeah. I think that's definitely the next step. What's it like? I mean, you're kind of traveling on your own at the moment? So it must be quite hard to find gigs and get, because it takes a while to get into a scene anyway, right?
Yeah, well, that's the thing with Amsterdam. I do know a few people there. So that'd be the easiest place. And then, well, even in Groningen here, there's an Irish bar that when I went in, there was a band playing kind of trip hop and stuff. So maybe there's the potentiality of using my Irishness to get a few gigs there.
Totally, yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. Let me just do this YouTube link. 7 more subs, please. If there's 7 people in the chat who need to... I just posted the link, but I'm not sure if it went through. Let's just see. Okay, I'm going to post this link. This is the wonderful Hostipal's YouTube channel. He's 7 subscribers away from 200. We've added 13, which is very unlucky. So we need to at least add 14. I know a lot of people have subbed already. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. But with 2 videos like that, man, please jump on it. That would be absolutely awesome. There's a good 50 odd people watching at the moment. So it would be great if 7 of you haven't and you would like to subscribe. That would be really cool just to get those numbers up. But thank you very, very much to everyone who's subbed in the meantime. Are you getting much sightseeing in as well? Getting so much kind of me time?
Yeah, little bits, yeah. I suppose that's one of the things of being on your own. You can kind of wander around and kind of follow your own schedule.
Yeah, totally. Really cool.
So it's been nice. There's obviously loads of cycling around Holland.
Yes, of course.
They kind of look at you funny if you're walking, but, but I do enjoy the walking, so that's kind of been like my main, just wandering the cities.
Just trying to think where I went in the US where you look, well, a lot of places in the US you look funny for walking, but there was where was that? Atlanta. I went to Atlanta and I walked 2 blocks, and 2 cars stopped to ask me if I was okay. And they're big roads, but drive through banks, drive through everything. It was like really weird. What are you doing walking up this road? Cycling is much better for you, much better.
I think it's the best way to take in a place as well, is like either walking or cycling around. Whereas when you're driving, you're just at A to B. Whereas when you're walking, you're really kind of taking in everywhere.
Have you decided what's... sorry, carry on.
If you're on like the wrong way, Google Maps seems to have been working weird for me. Like it will say I'm pointing in one direction, and then 5 minutes later I realise I'm going completely wrong way.
That's not fun on a bike, actually, to be honest. Grace, who's travelled the world. Great. I don't know if you come across Grace. Do you know Grace Griffin?
Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant sound engineer who worked with some amazing people doing their on stage in-ears sound, and just travel the world doing this. So one of the best places to work for just walking around. So that's one of the things I'd like. If I was doing those kind of tour type things, the mornings off or something, just be able to get out and walk around. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Loads of people are loving Amsterdam. Have you decided where is next on your list?
So I'm meeting someone in Paris on the 24th, I think it is. So from here I'm going to... Well, I'm meeting a friend in... I can't get the names. Doetinchem or something. Doetinchem. Some place in Holland. So staying there for a few days and then going to Paris via Belgium. So I'm going to stop in Ghent and Bruges. And then I have to loop back to Amsterdam for a party at the end of the month.
Nice.
So no plans after that. I was thinking maybe going to like maybe Czech Republic or maybe the more Nordic countries. Yeah.
Cool. Poland, it's nice.
Yeah, because I had at home one of those like scratch maps where you scratch off the countries you've been. Still a few European places I haven't been. So.
Fantastic. I spent a lot of time in Krakow in Poland, which is a lovely place. So it's worth it if you're
I was there last year.
Okay, cool.
It's quite nice.
Cool. Yeah, I worked in there.
Apparently, there's like 196 churches, I think.
Yes, quite possibly. Yeah. No, it's fabulous thing. Oh, Grace is saying, hang on, let's have a look. She tries to get out for a walk any day off, whatever the weather. As Sam says, best way to see a place. Yeah, absolutely.
Good for the head as well.
Yeah, completely. I think what you're doing is good for the head. I mean, what a lovely thing just to get out there and go and do it. Hats off to you.
Cheers.
Synthetic saying you need an OPZ. It's the ultimate travel companion. Maybe. I know he's got one already. Ink is saying get in touch with the Hardware Jams crew and see if you can meet up with them. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, they're dotted around all over the place, aren't they?
Yeah. I haven't pretty done that yet, but like I would be thinking of doing it because I know there is in different places. There's a few in Amsterdam actually.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, that's flipping awesome. Your track has blown me away. I heard the first track before and I thought that was really good. The second track, which I hadn't heard before and you just mentioned, is completely knocked my socks off, to be honest. I think it's absolutely amazing. We are 2 subscribers away, literally 2 subscribers away from 200. So I'm not going to keep on at it. If there are 2 people there, well, we can get to 200. He's literally on 198 subscribers. And if I'm going to get, I'll get Mrs Wiggly and my mum to subscribe after the show, just to say that we did it. Korg Oasis is the perfect travel. Oh, this is actually, makes for a good show. Perfect travel stuff.
Don't know that one.
I mean, if I was doing what you're doing, I think I'd try and fit it into a sort of small suitcase size flight case or something, so I could kind of open, almost like a modular case, but not you know just enough room for something. But it does get kind of heavy though. I know what you mean if you're traveling around with that kind of stuff. Yeah,
no, it does get a bit tiring. But I quite like kind of quite hands-on stuff. So I think the likes of OPZ and things are maybe a bit too deep divey.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But it also pretty affects my setup that I can never get like too small because I want kind of hands-on different stuff.
Sorry, Cornish is just saying he couldn't find it. He couldn't find it. There you go, Cornish. I've just posted
well, no, that's the biggest issue with my name is when you search for it, Google autocorrect.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's too late now though.
Cornish Waves. I've just pasted a link again to the YouTube channel. So,
so you have to search and click search instead for Hostipal. But I've tagged a few of my videos in the tags as Hospital.
Just in case.
Because then if you search because if you search a track name and my name, you don't get it. But if I tag Hospital,
then it comes.
If I tag Hospital, you get there. Yeah.
So
bit of an awkward one. Maybe if I hit 200, they'll stop. They'll start
taking notice of you. They should if you suddenly jump up 10 subscribers in one go. Chris makes a good point. Actually, the Roland T8. I'm quite a big fan of those little Roland things. They're kind of Roland Volcas, aren't they? I guess. Rolkers, yeah, that's a good point. I think it sounds really cool, actually, the T8, and I've played around with the vocal one, a little bit with the synth one, and they're good. Paul Talbot saying Electribe, yeah, I don't think they're quite made anymore, though, are they? Old school. I know Mark was moaning about the fact that all the stuff he likes has been dropped by Korg, but okay, Cornish is in. Let's see. 200 subscribers! We've done it! Thank you so much! Fantastic. Thank you so much.
We got there.
Wonderful people in the chat. Hostipal has just got 200 subscribers. Thank you so much. That is so good of you. So good of you. Thank you. And on that note, hooray, says everybody. Azio said he's used 2 accounts. Oh, big love to Azio Head. Thank you so much. That's really cool. I love it. Listen, thank you so much. I mean, we could go on all night, honestly. I want to go and listen to that track again, just put it on repeat. So, but thank you for taking the time and coming on. It's really appreciated.
Thanks for having me.
No, it's been a really, really good stream, really interesting. And yeah, I think we should probably send that into whoever makes the modal samples and says, use this as one of your adverts because it's such a good thing. Such a good thing.
Actually,
on that bombshell.
I saw earlier that was a Noise Appreciation Society was saying something about the Phoenix project, which I don't actually know.
You don't know about the Phoenix project, you mean? Or okay. So Lee Rutter, who was on the show 2 or 3 weeks ago, is raising money for the Firemen's Association, something to do with firemen, after a colleague of his very sadly died. And he's put together the most amazing, basically, the Phoenix Project is an amazing CD, but it's a series of 3. So he's done the first one. I've got the first one, but I don't think I've got it next to me, unfortunately. Really well put together. In fact, I've been asking him how he's put it together, because we'd like to do a charity-based release as well at some stage. But let me just make sure, if you Google the Phoenix, I'll get you the link as well. It's a really good thing. He's just announcing the next set of artists that are coming out for issue number 2. This is the Bandcamp link to volume 1, which I think there might be a couple still left. But he's an amazing guy, Lee, and he's very now close to, funny enough, to Oliver Gold, who we're doing the Wednesday thing with as well. Yeah. So it's really brilliant the way people, not just people who come on here, people involved with Hardware Jams or with Jamie Morden's show on Friday or ProSynth Network or Electronic Sounds or all that. It's just a connection, which is really cool. Homegrown saying Hans Zimmer's going to be on the BBC Two in 6 minutes, so that gives you all something to go and watch, which would be really neat. Can I just do one more flag for the Wednesday show, which is not music related? Well, there's has musicians involved, but basically we've started, this will be the fourth one, we've started a show with Oliver Gold. Really, it's just me, it's Oliver Gold talking and me kind of guiding, I suppose is the best way of putting it. Amazing guy, really interesting, just talking about depression and addiction and ways of coping with it. Neither of us are obviously doctors or have any qualifications in this whatsoever, but it's helped a couple of people. It certainly helped Oliver, which is all that really matters in terms of doing the show. But what's happened, which has been quite amazing, is that at least 3 or 4 people have got in touch and taken steps to work through some of their issues, I guess is the best way of doing it. So if you fancy that, 9 p.m. Wednesday, it's obviously adults only, and it's quite entertaining at times as well. He's been up to quite a lot in his life so far. So just subscribe to this channel, you'll get, and hit the bell, you'll get a notification, or just set your alarm for 9 o'clock on Wednesday night for that one, or the same time next week, for whoever's on. I haven't decided yet. I'm sure it's going to be good though. We'll just leave it till the last minute. And honestly, big thanks to Sam Hostipal for coming on. So I couldn't get to the end. It's been a really good stream. I've really enjoyed it. So thanks very, very much indeed for that. And
thanks for having me. It's been
absolutely, great. Absolutely, it's been brilliant. And good luck with the rest of the tour. And stay in touch. You know, if you're heading to the UK at any point, although we're not really part of Europe anymore, I know, obviously, give us a shout, you know. But no, fabulous. Thank you so much for that. I'll just find the right outro music. Here we go. Thank you to everybody in the chat, to all the donators. Thanks, honestly, been a great stream. Really, really enjoyed it. See you on Wednesday or next Sunday. Thanks a lot. Oh, there may well be something on Thursday as well. Keep your eyes open. Just hit the subs button. I'm not after subscribers. Obviously I am, but you know, not for that. But there may be a new one, something involving Inky on Thursday. So just in case, but I can't confirm that yet. All right, take it easy. Thanks to Sam. Thanks to everyone in the chat, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye now.
Connect so with the herb pipe, link up the harmonized, left the termite. But beyond obsolete blessings, a birthright. We live a life which a lot for me, no short worldwide. Cosmic love energy, I go herbicide free, organically, me say worthwhile. Watch the way one of you term points in terms of definitions and some termites. Yes, I check the eye. One side is defined by one side the other. I.e. I am an idea's man. I assign too much of the qualities of my guy. Who's way back talking like there's two of me? One is a construct, one is a creativity. The supreme one, all encompassing information in and of itself, most definitely. Another life infinitely, most life infinitely. Beyond the scripture, niceness can be. Blessed be. I continually, Mr. Pick up a being as the infinity. Yes.